Welcome to Homebrew Magic, a video series about EDH where we do our best to build unique, fun, or just plain silly deck lists to play against each other, followed by a breakdown of how they did so we can all learn and get better at this game that we love.
Chris, what'd you bring to the table?
I brought back Satoru Umezawa. This is kind of a Dimir Creature Beats build. I've only ran it once, and I wanted to give it a second game before I started making any tweaks to it.
Ninjutsu!
Everything's got the ninjutsus. Nelson, what'd you bring tonight?
I brought back an old friend, but a new deck. So I retooled the Wise Mothman commander deck. Before it was, I want to keep a lot of the Fallout stuff, in the deck, and I made a few slight tweaks. There was a Muldrotha, I think a Search for Azcanta, kind of things like that. But I decided to go full on, let's make this Sultai Mill, and let's see what we can do with this thing. So this is a 3/3 flyer, and whenever he enters the battlefield or attacks, each player gets a rad counter, and that's kind of a big part of the deck because there's also proliferation in the deck. And for those who don't remember, Radiation reads at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, if you have any rad counters, mill that many cards, and then for each non-land card you milled that way, you lose a life and a rad counter. And then the Wise Mothman also says whenever one or more non-land cards are milled, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to X target creatures, where X is the number of non-land cards milled this
That
way.
is not rad.
So, he's real fun.
Rad bad. I have not built a new deck since my son Bruse was born, so I built Bruse Tarl, Roving Rancher.
There we go.
This is my bouncing baby boy Bruse, but it's spelled differently. He is a 4/3 oxen you control, have double strike, and then whenever Bruse Tarl, Roving Rancher, enters the battlefield or attacks, exile the top card of my library. If it's a land, I create a 2/2 white ox creature token. Otherwise, I may cast it until the end of my next turn. And Tej, you won the roll-off.
Well, about that, I didn't. You won the roll-off.
No, I rolled a 6, but you weren't looking at
Oh,
the
I thought you
dice.
said 8.
So
He
I
did
said
say
8.
Oh,
Because you were looking at your...
I win! I'm sitting here thinking Chris jumped the gun. What an idiot.
What a dumb bitch, Chris.
All right.
Typically, that's a safe bet.
Boy Tej won the roll-off. Hooray.
Tej actually won the roll-off.
Tonight I'm playing Silumgar, the Drifting Death.
Well, a lot of blue-black floating around.
I know, I noticed that too.
I'm a red-white deck.
Silumgar says whenever a dragon I control attacks, creatures defending player controls get -1/-1 until end of turn. However, this is my zombie deck. What do zombies have to do with this? Well, I'm going to create as many zombies as I can, turn them into dragons, and then attack my friends, hopefully with enough zombies so that they don't have creatures anymore. And with that...
This is my zombie travel. That's dragons.
Yep. I'll start with the Terramorphic Expanse and pass over to Chris while I use it.
Okay. I will draw for the turn. I will play a Snow-Covered Island and pass to Nelson.
I will draw for turn. We'll play Sporist. I'm going to tap it. Then I'm going to play Altar of the Brood.
Oh, okay,
Whenever another
sir.
permanent enters the battlefield under my control, each opponent mills 1. Go show.
Excellent. I use coasters to keep my deck from sliding because it's brand new sleeves. Brand new sleeves. Untap, upkeep, draw. We will lead off with a command tower. Pass to Tej.
Hardly newer.
I will finish shuffling and... Cut, please. Like a Snow-Covered Island. It inspired me to find my own. Identical, even.
Ah. Should I be running snow-covered islands?
Fucking shenanigans.
Probably. I will play a Snow-Covered Swamp.
I could use one of those. Can I go look for one?
Into a Mind Stone. Pass turn.
Man.
You have to specify that you are tapping them for snow mana.
Snow mana, Snow Blue, Snow Black.
Splack.
Mind Snown.
Done this, sir?
Go, Chris.
Yeah, you're up. I was interrupting.
Okay.
Great. Now
Another
that's going to
island?
be in Modern Horizons form.
Yeah.
Mind Snown. Tap for snow mana.
Why are
I'm
you
sorry.
giving them ideas?
I'm sorry, Internet.
Arcane Signet.
God damn it.
Tap that for a blue. I'll cast Siren Storm Tamer. 1/1 flying Siren Pirate Wizard with flying. Pay a blue and sack it to counter target spell or ability that targets you or a creature you control. Pass to Nelson.
Untap my forest. Draw for turn.
We're all gonna have to mill. Just card down to hand size, go.
Oh.
Fucking no. I do have an elixir of immortality in this deck, so it should
breeding
be
pool.
okay for mill.
Shock that in. So that's a card. Everybody mill one.
That's a card.
That's cardland.
Thrill of possibility.
Rogue class.
I'm gonna tap a blue and a green, and I'm gonna cast Vexing Radgull. 1/2 flying. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player gets 2 rad counters if they don't have any rad counters. Otherwise, I proliferate.
Oh.
That's another mill.
Ruined Halo.
Pongify.
Felvashstein.
Go Chanel.
Alright. Untap. Upkeep. Land for the turn. Planes into an Imposter of the 6th Pride. 3/1 Ox. Go ahead. Teach. Oh, even with the coasters. That was real scans.
Even with the paperweight.
Fucking coasters.
Oh, great.
Wizards of the coasters.
Sunken Hollow, which will enter untapped because I control 2 or more basic lands.
That's pretty good.
Then I will cast Wilhelt, the Rot Cleaver. Whenever another zombie I control dies, if it didn't have Decayed, I create a 2/2 black zombie creature with Decayed. And at the beginning of my end step, I may sacrifice a zombie. If I do, I draw a card.
He's pretty good.
I will move to my end step, but I will not sacrifice Wilhelt. Go, Chris.
Untap.
Why not? You a coward?
Yeah?
Cowards
Yeah.
can't block.
Well, attack me, brah.
I will. The Watery Grave.
Yeah. So
Oh,
fun
pay the
fact: the guy who gives Ox double strike, a lot of Oxes are 0 power.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, it's real dumb. Sorry, a lot of Oxen, because it's Oxen you control. But Oxen isn't a creature type, so they require you to know English a little. So I was fucked. I figured Changeling included Oxen.
Play an Invisible Stalker. And I'll pay 2 mana
Smart way to cover all your bases.
Yeah.
for a Lightning Greaves.
Just in case Ox and Oxen are legally 2 different things.
And Nelson, you're up.
Alright. Untap, upkeep. Well, untap first. Upkeep. Draw.
Look at you doing it right over the
Lands. That's a million.
Swamp.
Plains.
Talisman of Dominance.
Pay 3. 2 green and a blue. Ristic Study. That's a million.
Ooh.
Settle
Milling
beyond
away all my
reality.
slumps. I'm
Snow
not.
Island.
Go Chanel.
Alright. Untap. Upkeep. Grrr. Plains will be our land for the turn. Nobody mill anything. And command tower for red. 2. Lelia, the Blade Reforged. 2/2 haste. When it attacks, exile the top card of my library. I may play that card this turn. Whenever you exile 1 or more cards from your library and/or graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on Lelia. Seems pretty good.
Will you pay the 1?
Nay.
I will draw from Ristic Study.
I will go to combat. Chris has a 1/1, a 1/1. Teach has a 3/3. Nelson has a 2/1 and is a pain.
It's a 1/2.
I'm sorry, I'm seeing it.
Oh, yeah.
She becomes a 3/3 when she attacks.
Legally, yes.
The best kind of, technically.
So, yeah, we're gonna send Lelia at Teach.
Oh.
Trigger. I get to exile this acrobatic maneuver. Exile target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield. Under its owner's control, draw a card. I will not be casting it this turn, which means it'll just go to exile forever. But I exiled 1 or more, so I get a +1/+1 counter upon the Blade Reforged. 3/3 haste coming in at ya.
I'll take your 3.
I knew you would.
1, 2. Nope. Other direction.
Layla,
2, 3.
hitting me for 3, Layla.
Well, it's Lael IA. So I think it's Lilia.
For the purposes of my joke, I could not pronounce that.
I could barely pronounce it. Go teach. Solid Zap Brannigan.
I'm going to play a Smoke Covers one. I'm going to cast a Soul Ring.
Will you pay the one?
I will not.
I will draw.
I will tap the Soul Ring. I will activate my Mind Stone to draw a card. I have one colorless floating.
I'm pretty disgusted by everything I'm seeing.
I haven't even gotten Bruse out.
1, 2, 3, 4.
He's still in a swaddle.
He is.
I'm going to use that one colorless and 2 more black to plot Pitiless Carnage.
Will you pay the one?
He's not.
I'm not casting
it yet.
I'm exiling it.
Oh, it's
I
exiling
can.
it, okay.
I can cast it as a
what does
sorcery
this one do?
later without paying its mana cost. Sacrifice any number of permanents I control, then draw that many cards.
Okay,
Nice.
got it.
So you are plotted over there.
That's sorcery speed only, right?
Correct.
And it's not on this turn. It's
Has to be a future
later.
turn.
No, it does not.
Is that a Thunder Junction?
I thought you can't play it the turn you plot it.
Unless the rules specifically say otherwise, reminder text just says cast it as a sorcery. Oh, later turn. Idiot. Never mind.
okay.
I read it as cast as sorcery later.
Later! Is that a Thunder
apologies.
Junction thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that where plot came in?
Yes.
Which, by the way, I just learned today. It's Outlaws of Thunder Junction.
Yes.
Yeah.
I keep looking at that set code like OTJ. Where's the O come from in Thunder Junction?
Oh, Thunder Junction.
You're the one.
All right. Untap. Draw for the turn. Don't care for that either. I will pay a black, a blue, and a something or other.
Which, for the longest time, I thought that the Thunder Junction
commander.
set symbol was very
Will you pay the
similar to the Modern Horizon set symbol.
Yep.
And then I finally went, oh, it's a little cowboy hat.
Yes.
Ooh, little cowboy
No, it's a little cowboy.
little cowboy
Then,
It's a little yeehaw.
I will move to equip Satoru with the greaves.
Jet.
Made a lot of changes to this deck. It has 2 Thunder Junction cards in it. Outlaws of Thunder Junction cards in it.
It's okay. Going back and editing some of the previous games, you all say murders at Markov Manor.
Yeah, I know. I did it
repeatedly.
last time.
Yeah.
I believe
I used to be real. I was
believe
always
I
real
say
good
that.
about it.
I know it's Karlov, but I refuse. I think I
You're
just...
up, Nelson.
Murders at Murder Manor.
Murder.
Double murders. Triple murders. I will untap, upkeep, and draw for turn.
Pie be your pie.
Misty Rainforest will be my land for the turn. That's a million.
That's a million.
Necropotence. A braid.
Ooh, the cool one, too.
Frantic.
Yeah, for zombies.
I'm going to crack this and pay a life to search for a land.
I love mill, but I hate being milled.
That's true of everything about Magic for me.
I do a lot of horrible things to people, and if they do even a little bit of it back to me, I get real pissy. I dealt you 46. Take 3. You son of a bitch!
I will find Zagoth Triumph. Enters the battlefield tapped. That's a million.
That's a million. Charging at Cinderhorn.
Fate Stitcher.
One of the few really good printed oxes.
Kaito Dancing Shadow.
Oxen.
Oxysons.
Ox cousins.
Kissing ox cousins.
That's cousin, why?
Is Fate Stitcher the tappy untapper?
I don't know why. I don't know why. But
Yes,
now I
it
just
is.
thought of
The step dragon?
like a video on the internet. Step third cousin twice removed.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, the internet's great.
Is this hot? Is this taboo? I don't know.
Is it
What
all
are
of the
you doing,
above?
step third cousin twice removed?
Sorry,
We
this
got
is
him.
fucking
We got him.
I'm going to pay 3, and I'm going to cast Raminip Excavator. 2/3 Naga Cleric. I may play land cards from a graveyard.
My fancy and they shall
a
know
new
no
one.
fear.
Oh, that's Warhammer.
When my oxen would have known no fear, it would have been great.
That's a good
Signet.
card.
Yeah.
Malakir Rebirth.
I bought a bunch of those right after that set came out because I'm like, God damn, I love tribal and anything that says choose a creature type.
True story.
I
That's
only-
a really good one, though.
It is.
I own none. I should get some.
I am going to...
Here it comes. Come on, Teach.
Oh,
Remember when,
We'll
he,
edit
broke
one
his,
in
remember when he
post.
broke his teeth a couple weeks ago?
Trying to deep throat the bottle of wine.
Yep. Clank, clank. I'm going to move to combat.
Chipped my tooth on a urinal. It was a back tooth.
I'm going to swing at Schnell for 1 in the air.
Okay, 39.
You get 2
Sad counters.
Dos.
Dos
Rados.
Pass turn to you, buddy.
Alright, so, untap. Upkeep, nothing. Draw regularly. At the beginning of pre-combat main phase. We have arrived there now. If I have any rad counters, check. Mill that many cards. Dos. We've milled Boros Charm and Lightning Greaves. Oh my god, I'm gonna
And then I
hit
think you lose
in the
life
fucking
equal
mouth.
to
Now,
the...
for each non-land card milled, lose 2 or lose 1 and a rad counter. So I will take 2 and lose my rad. But
Fucking radical.
but not my memories of what happened. Land for the turn plains. Bruse Tarl,
You've made a enemy this
roving rancher.
Will you pay the 1?
No. When he ETBs, I exile the top card of my library. It's a Leonin Arbiter. When I exile 1 or more cards from my library and/or graveyard, put a counter on Lelia. So, Bruse has this till the end of the next turn. Go to combat. Chris, Lelia, it's coming at you. Nelson, 3/1 double strike. It's coming at you. Trigger. That's just gonna be exiled. So it'll get a counter. So 5 coming at Chris.
And 3 with double strike coming at me.
3/1 double strike.
No other
Nope.
keywords or anything though? Just 5?
Just
I have no blocks.
I will choose to block with my Siren Storm Taker.
yeah.
So I take 6 total, going to 31.
That will conclude Go
Got
Teach.
me on my knees,
What's
lay
that?
up.
Begging, darling.
okay. Land for turn.
I always default to like the weird acoustic version,
Warp
not
land.
the crazy drug fueled
1, 2,
like
3, 4,
70s
5,
version.
6, 7. 5.
Your front door saw Nelson. Your front door saw Teach. Panera Bread, please share your feedback.
It didn't see the ninjutsu player.
3,
Your front door has detected no ninjas.
4, 5.
That should be just a random notification.
Yeah, just a random thing that pops up.
Just
I like that.
have you checked for ninjas?
Cast Grotesque Hybrid.
Will you pay the 1?
I will pay the 1.
That's a sweet card.
3/3 Zombie. Whenever Grotesque Hybrid deals combat damage to a creature, destroy that creature. It can't be regenerated. And I can discard a card to give it flying and protection from green and from white until end of turn.
That is a fucking cool card.
I will pass the turn
That
to
is a
Chris.
bizarre card. I love it.
Torment hated everything not black, especially
Yeah.
green white though.
I like that. That's neat.
Oh God, where did my lands go? Oh, that's right,
Graveyard?
graveyard. What do I have in my graveyard?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You just have a land. Anything cool in your graveyard?
Me?
Yeah, my graveyard's a
What do you got for
rainforest
creatures?
right now.
I was gonna say, define cool, because in my opinion, the whole deck's pretty neat so far.
Agreed.
My graveyard's fire. Just the one creature.
What does Bruse do again?
Whenever he ETBs or attacks,
Yep.
exile a top card of my library. If it's a land, I create an ox.
Yep.
Otherwise, I may cast it until the end of my next turn.
Next turn. Okay. I love all that impulse stuff that red does, where it's like you can see it and you get a whole turn cycle to use it.
Yeah. You get one extra turn with it, but then it's gone forever.
Right.
If you don't use it, you lose it.
Is it true that if you don't use it,
Is that a real question? No. But yeah, going through, I stumbled across this fucking thing and went,
I love that card.
Holy shit. If I'm exiling things naturally.
I will play Baron Talarian Archmage, 2/2 human wizard. When it enters the battlefield, return up to one other target creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand. I will target Lelia.
will you pay the 1?
No.
I will draw.
At the beginning of your end step,
I was going to attack Nelson for 7. Why would you do this?
at the beginning of your end step, if a permanent was put into your hand from the battlefield this turn, draw a card. Nelson Ghoul.
Okay, I will. I will untap. I will upkeep. And I will draw. Alright. So, land for the turn will be a Misty Rainforest from my graveyard, thanks to the excavator.
That's a trigger.
That's a million.
Oh, swamp.
Mountain.
Resculpt.
Sorry, bud. Jesus.
Yeah, damn.
I'm gonna pay 1 and crack the Misty Rainforest to find. And
Schnell and I are in the same boat. Same boat. 4 mana.
It's only been 4 turns.
find and water.
I don't think that's true. But I've missed quite a few land drops.
Yeah, Watery Grave, and I will shock that in.
Is that another million?
I mean,
That's a million.
You've had 5 turns. Nelson's on his 5th turn.
Allura Merry Thief.
Teleportation circle, son of a bitch.
No swamp.
That's a sweet card. I love
It is.
teleportation.
Again, bouncing my commander that every time he bounces back in, I get more triggers.
Oh, I should have bounced him for you.
Instead, you just pissed me off.
Alright, I'm gonna cut that. Then, onto my turn prepare. I'm gonna pay 3, and I'm gonna cast Glowing One, 2/2 Death Touch Zombie Mutant. Whenever Glowing One deals combat damage to a player, they get 4 rad counters.
Yeah, damn.
Well, Glowing Ones are a bitch in the game.
Yeah, they are.
And then whenever a player mills a non-land card, I gain a life.
They're fast boogers.
They are super fast boogers.
So we mill
You mill from the Glowing One, yep.
when it enters the battlefield.
Snow-covered swamp.
Raid bombardment.
Expedition map.
Yes, when it enters the battlefield.
Okay, so then you get triggers.
Yes.
Off
So off of non-land cards,
Got it.
I gain a life. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2. Then I'm gonna pay 2. And I'm gonna cast an Arcane Signet. That's another million.
Prismatic Vista.
Island.
Battlefly, Swarm.
So that's 1. Oh. Pass turn, go Schnell.
Untap. Keep nothing.
That Altar of the Brood. Irritating.
Yeah, that in my opening hand is
gotta
that
go
being a
away.
1-drop is
It's gotta
pretty
go away.
convenient.
Land for the turn. Planes. Okay. Command tower for a red, and these 2 Lelia. Then we're gonna go to combat. I am going to send. This has a 2/4 and other things. So 3/1 double strike, and my commander are going at Nelson, and then Lelia is going at Chris. Actually, attacks. So 2 separate attack triggers. The first one, Bruse Tarl. I exile. So this will I have until next turn. This I have until the end of this turn.
Okay.
And then this one,
So you get
I
2
have
1/1
until
counters on Layla.
this turn. Yep.
Ew.
So 4/4 coming your way. 3/1 double strike and a 4/3.
Okay.
Boss
I will take the 4. I bounced it specifically
Okay.
because it had so many counters on it. Now it has counters again.
C.
I will not block. Before damage, though,
Okay.
I'm going to pay a blue. I'm going to Pongify your imposter.
Ooh.
Attempt to.
I'm going to Swords, Plowshares, or Glowing One.
Okay, I'm going to pay the 1.
Nope.
Can't triple stamp, double stamp.
So that's exiled.
Yep, draw my card. This is gone.
I get him, okay.
And then I gain life, right, from swords.
You gain life
Power.
equal to its power.
So I gain 2. And then I take 4 from your commander.
4 commander.
Oh, did I? No, that's me.
Nope, you're good.
Alright.
And then
Fine,
Schnell.
Schnell.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Alright.
Back to game.
Do you have the monkey?
I don't know.
Mother.
I have blank tokens.
How rude. Go ahead, Deej.
I will untap. I will draw.
I have the Frog
I
Wizard
will.
from Rapid Hybridization. Does that
Oh,
help?
Here we go.
Legally? No. Practically.
4 turns,
No.
Cabal Coffers.
Let me check.
Nope, don't have it with this deck.
That.
Crazy, man.
Also, big props on the classic original Swords of Plowshares.
I like it.
Was that like a revised or something?
Yes.
Beautiful. I love it.
I'm going to go tap Soul Ring and Cabal Coffers to add 1, 2, 3 black.
We should probably do something with teeth.
Okay.
Well, no, I don't want to play cards.
In general?
No, just now. Stop looking at me, Swan.
I have 1 white open and a
Slow down there, Billy Madison.
Well then, if you're going to do something about Tej.
I meant the people using answers on my stupid shit.
I'm going to cast Kalidas, Trader of Get.
Daddy Bill 1.
3, 4.
Don't leave me hanging. I can't be the only one that
Yes,
pays
I will
one.
pay 1.
You paid 1 before you paid 1.
I know.
He's the OG paying 1.
3, 4 Vampire Warrior with lifelink. If a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile that card and put a 2/2 black zombie creature token on the battlefield. You pay 2 and a black and sacrifice another vampire or zombie to put 2 +1/+1 counters on Kalidas, Trader of Get.
That would have been a good card to Pongify.
You had to hit the 3/1.
It was a double strike and coming at me for the second time.
That will end my turn, will Chris.
Untap.
It happens every time. I swing at people with relatively insignificant shit, and I use up everyone's removal.
I wasn't ready to make a block, and I wasn't ready to take 6 more damage again.
You haven't been using your vexing bird that much,
I know.
so I figured
I
you
know.
were gonna block with it.
Tej. Attack you for 1 unblockable. Hexproof.
Well, I will take 1.
Before damage.
Oh,
You
ninjas!
say everything in his deck has ninjutsu now because of his commander.
Ancient Brass Dragon.
Does not have
Ow,
hexproof.
that's a fucking ninja.
7/6 flyer.
Okay. And what happens when it hits me?
When it deals combat damage to a player, I roll a d20. When I do, put any number of target creatures with total mana value X or less onto the battlefield under my control, where X is the result. There's not a whole lot
from
of great
graveyards?
stuff. Yes,
All graveyards? Cool.
There's not a whole lot floating
Well,
around.
I will take 7. Down to 30.
Great. D20 time.
I got no creatures.
That's a 4. Alright, better spend it wisely.
I still only have a Fate Stitcher. Any number. Total mana value 4 or less. Cool.
Man, I really rolled like a butt.
I appreciate you casting that so that I know that the Rise of the Dark Realms floating around in my deck right now is pretty much worthless, even though all the milling that's been going on.
I will take Alora, Merry Thief. She's a 3/2 halfling. Whenever you attack, up to one target attacking creature can't be blocked this turn. Return that creature to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. And I will take a Battlefly Swarm. 1/1 flyer that for a black can gain Death Touch.
Nice.
Then I'll go to my end step. Baron triggers. If a permanent was put into my hand from the battlefield this turn, the Invisible Stalker was draw a card. Okay. Pass to...
Well, I have a quick question. Ninjutsu's not casting a card, but you did cast her.
Nope.
It's the
She was put into
Oh,
play
with,
by...
that's right. Her. Okay, what about the one on the end?
They were both just
Same
put into
thing.
play.
Okay, so you didn't cast anything
Same
that
effect.
turn.
Nope.
Okay, just making sure I didn't miss anything.
Alright, pass turn.
Alright, untap. Upkeep and draw for turn. Okay. Land for turn is going to be Misty Rainforest. That's a million.
Oh,
Oh, another land. Cool.
I'm going to... No, you played a land. Never mind. I'm going to do shit.
Yeah, you can't respond to that. You can respond to the trigger on the sack. Slash the ranks. Destroy all creatures and planeswalkers except for commanders.
Did everybody know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shire Terrace.
Alright, a creeping tar pit. Alright. I'm going to crack the Rainforest, lose a life. Give a response to that fetch going on the... Okay.
I'm going to wait till the card actually comes in before I do the thing.
Well then, I already peeked.
The tang.
Wait, I am going to respond.
I don't want to.
Sorry. Did I miss it somewhere?
Oh, boy.
I'm looking for a specific land and I must have missed...
Your Triumph's
Is it
out
a Triumph?
already.
Nope. Thank you. Overgrown Tomb.
Oh, that's a one.
That's a
That's a million.
Planes!
Arcane Denial.
Arcane Daniel.
Lich Knight's Conquest.
Like, bitch, nice conquest.
Glitch in the Matrix. What? Okay, then we will pay. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2. Alright, I'm gonna pay 4 and cast my commander. That's a million.
So Nilin.
When the wise man,
Distant
when the
melody.
wise man, when the wise Mothman enters the battlefield, each player gets a rad counter.
So other than my Meglaws deck, none of you people run things to deal with artifacts or enchantments?
Oh, I do.
I do.
Just haven't seen him yet.
So everybody gets a rad counter. Then whenever one or more non-land cards are milled, I put a +1/+1 counter on each above the X target creatures, where X is the number of non-land cards milled this way. Did everybody mill for the
Yes.
Mothman?
Yep.
Anything non-land? 2 of them.
Distant Melody.
Okay, so I get 2 +1/+1 counters to distribute. On each of up to, so he can't target himself as well. So I'm going to put 1 on the Radgull. I'm going to put 1 on the Mothman. I'm going to pay 3. And I'm going to cast Ashiok Dream Render. Spells and opponents. My opponent's control cannot cause their controller to search their library, and then I can -1 them and target a player to mill 4 and then exile their graveyard. So everybody mills 1 from Ashiok hitting the battlefield.
Snow-covered swamp. Weird.
Myriad Landscape.
Emergent Zone.
All lands, no +1/+1 counters. All right, I'm going to
What was that, drugs?
what? No, it's the cold.
Oh, okay.
I wish it was drugs. No coke here.
All lands. All right.
Fire! There you go. Hold on, I gotta rub my gums real quick. Okay, I'm gonna move to combat. And I am going to... Teach, you got any flyers out there?
I have a creature that can become flying.
That's right.
And pro
Your
green and
little
white.
fella. Your little fella.
But not
Little
pro
fella.
blue.
I have
That's true.
a flyer.
Yeah, I know you do. Chanel is a life leader, but Teach is the scary person.
I was gonna say, I'm not scary though. I've just been dumb little attacking shit.
But you could block it and kill it. Because what's the power toughness on that? 3/3?
3/3, but whenever it deals combat damage to a creature, I destroy
Yeah,
that
it gets
creature.
death touch, basically.
Post death touch.
Yeah.
Doff touch.
Alright, I'm going to move to combat, and I'm going to swing the Radgull at Schnell. So 2 in the air at Schnell. He has a rad
35.
counter, so then I can proliferate. So if I choose rad counters, we all
You
go
choose
up one, right?
you choose permanents and you choose players.
Yes.
Okay.
And
got it.
then
So you can choose all three of us. and we
Okay,
would
yeah,
get an
so
extra
all you
rad counter.
guys, I want a rad counter as well. And then I'm going to buff up my Radgull, and then I'm going to buff up my Mothman, and I'm also going to buff up my Ashiok. Then I'm going to tick Ashiok down 1, Teach, mill 4, and exile your graveyard.
Don't we all exile graveyards then?
Oh yeah, it is each graveyard, you're right. So you just mill, then
I mill,
everybody
and then exile.
exiles.
Okay.
empty the pits. Gotta kill
My
Bontu,
Spirit Warrior gets a
Tainted Isle.
+1/+1 counter because
from
I'm
one to
exiling
four
something from my
boards.
graveyard.
Exile my graveyard. Don't like it, but I will accept it.
Well, that sucks. I really thought he'd get mad if I got rid of his graveyard. Madder. That's it for me. Go Schnell.
Yeah. Untap. Upkeep. Nothing. Draw. Pre-combat main phase. I mill 2. I mill 2 because I have 2 reds. Ephemerate and Maskwood Nexus.
If I mill
Alright,
another
I
land
get
before I draw one, I might want
+1/+1 counters.
And then I took 2 and I get rid of my rad.
Correct.
Then
During your turn, I'm going to activate my Warped Landscape.
your response past turn. Ha! Fuck 'em. Yeah. We're gonna go to combat. Chris.
Yep.
Layla, and Bruse at use. Yep. So, 4/3 commander and a 5/5, but I have triggers. So the first trigger
Ooh, that's a good one.
and the second trigger. So Lelia is a 7/7,
Yeah, damn.
and Bruse is a 4/3.
I guess I'm gonna block Layla and take the 4 commander.
Alright. Your Blowfly gets exiled, and I get a zombie token.
Oh yeah.
It's a Blowfly, right?
Battlefly Swarm.
Okay.
I have a bloatfly swarm in this
Okay.
deck.
Second main. This costs 3 less to cast if a creature died this turn. Did.
It did not.
It died. I thought it died and then it triggered.
Nope. If it would die, exile it instead.
Ah, I'm gonna pay full price for Grim Reaper's Sprint. Enchant creature. We'll put it on my commander. Actually, nah, we'll put it on the ape. So that's weird. When it enters the battlefield, untap each creature you control. If it's your main phase, it is my post-combat main phase. There is an additional combat phase after this phase.
Oof.
That's a follow card, isn't it?
Tis.
Will you pay the 1?
Nope. We will go to combat. Nelson, I'm going to send the 5/5 ape and Lelia at you. Chris, I am sending Bruse back at you again. Triggers. Settle the wreckage. And mountain.
Taking 4 more commander damage.
So Lealia's 9/9 coming at me right now.
You have a 9/9 and a 5/5.
Okay.
And I already played a land for this turn, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you get an additional main phase? Or do you just get an additional combat?
Just combat.
Okay.
So I'm going to lose the mountain. I'm going to lose the wall of Omans.
Settle the wreckage?
That's until next turn.
Got it. No reason. No, actually, literally no reason. I'm just curious.
All right. I will block. So this is a 3/3 monkey.
5/5 monkey.
5/5 monkey. I'll block the 5/5 with a 6/6.
Okay.
And I'll block Lealia with the excavator.
Yeah.
So the excavator will die.
Monkey dies.
Excavator gets exiled and he gets
Oh yeah, token.
Yeah.
That's right. Thank you.
Okay. And end step. These are exiled, or just regular exiled now. And then these will be until end of next turn. Go ahead, Teach.
Alright. Making a zombie.
Yay, my deck that's just aggressive is doing aggressive.
Untap.
Do aggressive. Do aggressive.
Upkeep. Nothing. Draw. Beginning of my pre-combat main phase. I have 2 red counters. I mill 2. I mill Corpse Dance. I mill Whispering Madness.
All right.
So you take
For
2.
each non-land, I lose 1 life and a red counter. So I'm out of red counters. There you are, friend.
Yep.
28. I drawed. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana available to me. That's not enough.
Wow.
I know,
Okay.
right?
I'm just fighting words.
Oh my
I
goodness.
feel fucking terrible, Chris. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
At least Schnell has one more land than you.
I have milled 7. Not that I'm counting.
I
Nice work, Alter.
Yep.
will.
You guys sure I played a land that last turn? No.
You've had 5 for a while.
Oh.
He has?
I think so.
Oh,
You-
then
never
play-
mind.
then
No,
play-
it's
then
not.
play your
Don't.
mountain.
No, no. It's
I
fine.
thought you played
No,
a
it's
land,
fine.
but if you're saying he had 5 for
I
a
think
while,
he has.
you should play your land then.
It's fine.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I shouldn't say for a while.
4.
Because I was going to say, you've been complaining, but I haven't missed any until this last turn. We're not that far into the game rounds-wise.
No, we're not.
I'm going to cast Bone Miser. Whenever I discard a creature card, I create a zombie token. Whenever I discard a land card, I add 2 black mana. And whenever I discard a non-creature, non-land card, I draw a card. I will move to my end step. At the beginning of my end step, I may sacrifice a zombie. If I do, I draw a card. I'll sacrifice one of these zombie tokens. Will help make that into a zombie token with Decayed. There you are, friend. Decayed zombie can't block, and when it attacks, I sacrifice it at the end of combat. I will draw a card. Go, Chris.
Untap. Ancient Brass Dragon does Dookie now with no graveyards. Draw for turn.
I mean, it still hits for 7. That's kind of
Yeah.
kind of okay.
I'm reading.
Read fucking her.
Yep. Yeah. Ancient Brass Dragon will attack. Ashiok. Whenever you attack up to 1 target attacking creature can't be blocked this turn, I'll choose the Ancient Brass Dragon. Return that creature to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. So I will attack Ashiok for 7.
That's fucking dumb. Unblockable, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Can't be blocked.
Well, Okay. I am unable to block.
I was reminded of that recently when I went to Scryfall and looked up cards with unblockable.
I know.
Scryfall was like,
That's not a thing. It's not rules.
Couple end step
Hate magic.
triggers. This remains my hand.
Yes, I meant brick. There's no
And then
cards that
Baron
say brick.
triggers.
Wait,
That's
there
it.
is.
I was just gonna say,
there is
Battlefield,
brick
I draw a
counters.
card.
Yeah, brick counters. It's a couple of them. You dumb idiot.
My joke was ruined. I'm so embarrassed.
By magic.
Oh my
facts.
god, I'm so
Let's not
close
put
to
this
doing what I want
episode
to do.
How's Chris doing?
He's close to doing what he wants to do.
I'm close to doing something stupid. If I could do it. Oh, it'd be so worth it.
I'm also close to doing something stupid.
I have to discard 2 cards. Discard Zareth San and Slitherblade. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pass turn.
Alright. Untap.
Did you remember your rads?
Oh, no, I didn't. Sorry, hold on. This is what I drew on my end step.
So you mill 2.
Yep. Reality Shift and Phage are in the graveyard.
Alright, so you take 2 and lose both your counters.
Oh, fancy phage.
And those are non-land cards, so I get more counters. Yeah, that is
And
a
then I would
fancy
draw
phase.
this.
Is that the one that when you ninjutsu in, you lose?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless I stifle the effect somehow.
Yeah.
With Stifle, maybe?
Or that mist color siren?
Okay, untap, upkeep,
With
and
something.
Yeah.
draw for turn.
I finally got my hands on a Nuka-Cola machine, by the way.
Oh, I thought you were saying new NEW Coca-Cola. Oh, I got a new Coca-Cola machine.
But it's one of the fall art cartoony foil version ones.
Nice.
That's cool.
That is cool. Forest, that's a million.
Yeah,
A million,
I forgot
you
that
say.
That's still happening.
Land, you say? Weird.
Tolaria West.
Oh, my elixir of immortality.
Alright. Then that is a...
Paddling.
No, that's a counter. We'll toss that one on the... Was that a lightning? Toss that one. Toss that one on the Mothman.
Was that a lightning?
Is that a lightning? A greased lightning?
Lightning
1, 2,
is just
3, 4.
paddlings from Guy.
Yep. There's the aftershock.
Yeah. It's called Thunder.
No, that's a paddling.
I saw a picture on the internet.
Nelson,
one of
did you
Jesus
remember
like,
your rad counter?
by a rock.
No, I didn't. Thank you.
It said, "Are you there, God? It's
So-
you, me."
I will be milling a toxic deluge. Fuck. Thanks for reminding me.
You're welcome.
No, we needed to. And infesting rad roach. Those
You
are both
you are the
non-land
rad
cards.
token player.
I will lose.
You
both
should be remembering
my
your own
rads.
fucking rads.
I milled 2 non-land cards were milled, so I get counters. I'm gonna put both of them on the Mothman. All right. So then we're gonna
Put
go
a +1/+1 counter on each of up to.
1, 2, 3, 4. So
God damn.
I put 1 on him. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna 4, and I'm gonna cast the Master Transcendent. When it enters the battlefield, target player gets 2 rad counters. Tej, you get 2 rad counters.
Assumed.
Here you go. That's a million.
Flicker of Fate. All my goddamn flicker effects.
Arcane Signet.
Milled away.
Defabricate.
Okay. So that's another counter. Then I can tap the Master and to put target creature card in a graveyard that was milled this turn onto the battlefield under my control. It's a green mutant with base power and toughness 3/3.
Nice.
So that's what he does.
That's
That's what he does. That
That's
is
the
what
card
he do.
text.
That's what him do.
A damn mountain.
Then I'm gonna pay 3, and I'm gonna cast Harold and Bob. First Newman's 3/3 Treefolk mutant with vigilance and reach. When it dies,
Card
if it
came
was a
in,
creature, return it to the battlefield. It's an aura enchantment with Enchant Forest you control, and Enchant Forest has tap 3 or tap to add 3 mana of any one color. You get 2 rad counters. Harold and Bob loses all other abilities. Then there's milling from
Yep.
that entering the
Talisman of Conviction.
Evolving Wilds.
So I'll give you a counter.
What you got, Chris?
Snow-covered swamp.
Oh.
I don't talk about it.
Thanks.
Move to...
Whenever one or more non-land cards are milled, put a +1/+1 counter.
Yeah, so
on
I should
each
have those
of
cards
up
back,
to
right?
X, where X is the number. I'm just making sure because
7, 8.
Whenever one or more.
the time that
Yeah.
you put them both on him, I knew was wrong.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I'm just checking.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to move to combat.
I've never played the Wise Mothman.
You don't have anything that can fly. You've got
Potential flying.
potential flying.
I will
You're
hit you back with the fury
tapped
of
down.
1,000
Oxen.
oxen.
Yeah.
Not with
You have a
actual
lot of
oxen, just your
untapped
fury.
mana.
Yeah.
You do.
It's doing me any good on my turns. I might as well use it on
All right,
yours.
I'm
Mad
going to
Max.
attempt to attack.
Oxen Road.
I'm going to attempt to attack Chris for 4 in the air.
Get him.
Oh, I will.
Wilt thou, though?
Will hell to thou.
I'm going to cast Petty Theft. I'm going to return that rad gull to your hand.
Got him. Eat shit, dumb bird.
You're going to fucking learn me. Okay. That rad bird will go to my hand.
The early bird
6
gets the
thirds.
theft.
I will pass the turn.
I thought you were going to go with the Chris gets the Petty, because that's probably more accurate at the moment.
Untap. Upkeep, nothing. Draw,
something.
something. Land for the turn, plums. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Won't hear an argument from me.
Yes. Okay, so I have played a land this turn. Teej is left leader, not counting Schnell.
Yep.
So, we will go to combat. Teej, I'm going to send my commander and Malalia your way. First trigger. Second trigger. Okay. So, actually, before, because after this resolves, before blockers. God's willing, Layla is pro-black.
Okay. 'How big is Layla?
11.
Just
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm just gonna take 11 from that.
Screw. Yeah.
Screw and goo.
Yeah, 11 from Layla.
Okay. After blocks are declared, I am going to discard Memory Lapse to Grotesque Hybrid. To give it flying and protection from green and from white. Stifle it. Whenever I discard a non-creature, non-land card, I draw a card. I will then block Bruse and take 11.
Okay. Bruce dies. Kill my son.
Wow. Jesus.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm at 17.
Second main.
Okay. If a non-creature token an opponent controls would die, which would be Bruse,
Yep.
exile it and I get a zombie. Even though you exile it and then put it into the command zone, I still get a zombie from it.
Okay.
You mean non-token, right?
Yeah.
I thought you said token.
Oh,
I thought you
might
said
have.
token
I don't
out
know.
loud. I was just
I might have.
for the audience online. Unless I just heard it wrong.
Yes. Okay, so I will cast the Sword of Sinua on Steel. Settle the Wreckage goes into permanent exile. And then,
Is that pro black and red?
yeah, I will move to equip. Go ahead, Teach.
I will
Will you pay the 1 for that?
No.
Okay.
do nothing. I will untap. I will upkeep nothing. I will draw for turn. I will,
That toxic dude sucked.
beginning of my pre-combat manga phase,
I want to go wipe
mill
his board so
2,
bad. Even if it meant taking mine with it.
Balthor the Defiler.
No, don't do that.
Empty the laboratory.
You Balthor, now I lose.
These
Wait,
cards
what
are
are you
being
doing?
milled, though?
They are being milled.
Okay.
I lose 2 life and lose 2 red
What
counters.
does Balthor do that you lose?
Brings back all black and red creatures from players' graveyards to play. I run that in a couple decks. No reason.
I am not in a good position.
Missionary?
Trade ya.
I will play Terminal Moraine as my land for turn.
That's the last Marine. Or it's dying.
I'm sad again.
I will. I can't even do that. I can't even do that. Yeah, this is not good for me. That gives me 1, 2, 3. That 1.
Every time I
2,
look
3,
across.
4.
Off camera behind Tej and I see Crossfire in the box, all I can think of,
8, 9.
you get caught up in the
You get caught up in
Crossfire! Crossfire!
Do you have a copy of Crossing?
No, I don't think so.
Do you want one?
Sure.
Okay, you can have that one.
Sweet.
The
am
girls will
going
like that game one day. My kids love that game.
to move to my end set.
Nelson also has a son.
Sacrifice a zombie to draw
Oh, that's
a card.
right. I forgot. I thought it was two girls. My
This
bad.
zombie becomes this zombie.
I don't know why I thought that. I know that.
Yes, I'm starting to dig out my old demo copies that I don't need anymore.
Go,
I'm
Chris.
just gonna start giving them away. So anything in that pile you guys want for now.
Crossfire!
Junk Orbits, pretty kid friendly.
Junk Orbit's fun, I think. I think I played that.
Crossfire is social deduction with added game mechanics of actually knowing some shit about the cards around you,
Nice.
which is fun. God, we gotta play more board games. Anyway. Chris, continue.
Oh. The Schnell is the life leader.
Yeah, but the Schnell only has one fucking creature.
You're right.
And he's really helping chop
Right.
down the Tej.
Alright, I'm going to move to combat. I did not get any rad counters while I was in the bathroom, correct? Just he did.
Correct.
Alright. I will attack Nelson with Baron. When I attack, up to one target attacking creature can't be blocked this turn, and then he returns to my hand at end of turn. 2 unblockable coming at Nelson.
Instead of Tej.
Yes.
Okay.
Tej is only at 15.
Can't do anything about it.
Ooh.
Tej has the
Ninjutsu
board
type.
state.
Shabam.
Shabams.
That will be replaced with an Ancient Silver Dragon.
Whoopie.
8/8 flyer. When it deals
That's
combat,
not a cast, right? That's
No.
an ability. Yeah.
when it deals combat damage to a player, I roll d20, then draw cards equal to the result.
Yeah.
I might get a land.
4.
2.
I can't do anything because
Don't
it's
be
unblockable.
mean.
So
Okay.
I take what?
You take 8.
Okay. Cool. So I'm at 16.
18.
All right.
No max hand size the rest of the game. Better be a land in this top 18, I swear to Christ.
Be a lot cooler if there wasn't.
I gotta agree, Chris.
It would be. It would be.
Not in the first 9.
Alright. Oh, land. Morphic Pool. That's all I got. Pass turn.
We did it.
I don't think I can do anything with the one land. Oh, wait. No, can't.
Alright, untap, upkeep, and draw for turn.
And this isn't a rad counter anymore. This is just your.
That's just, yeah. No,
Okay.
I'd have dice. I was tracking it with a die. So, no, I do not have any rad counters. No, I'm just saying. I'm keeping it there so that I don't forget later. That's a million. Swamp is my land for turn.
Goodbye, land I scribe.
Another land, Nelson. God damn it.
Crypt of Agadim. Which I really feel like needs to come out.
Crypt of Academe.
Yeah.
You just don't need that much mana late game. You can't ever
I
get it
don't.
off
I
early
don't
game.
reliably have enough black creatures in my graveyard to make it worth it.
Alright, so
Oh,
I
yeah.
will pay 5 and I will be casting Sir Conrad the Grim. Whenever another creature dies or a creature card is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card leaves your graveyard, Sir Conrad the Grim deals 1 damage to each opponent. Everybody mills 1.
Whenever a creature card leaves your graveyard?
Whenever another creature dies, or a creature card is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card leaves my graveyard.
Got it.
He deals 1 damage to each opponent.
Restless Biovec. Bivouac.
Okay, so no damage there. Let's see here. I'm gonna pay 3. I'm gonna cast Raoul, Troubleshooter. He's a 1/4 zombie mutant rogue. Once during each of my turns, I may cast a spell from among cards in my graveyard that were milled this turn, and then I can tap him to make each player mill a card. That's a millin.
Land.
Light up the stage.
Feed the swarm.
Alrighty. The first round you guys all milled lands, right? If I recall.
Yes.
Okay. So this round will trigger the Mothman.
Correct.
And I will go ahead and I will put a counter on. Let's put a counter on the master. Nothing else I can do. I don't have mana to make everybody mill. You have summoning sickness. I did not replay the Radgull, but he couldn't attack anyway because he would have summoning sickness. I can give everybody rad counters if I attack with the Mothman. Do I want Chris to pongify my commander if I attack him?
I promise I won't pongify it.
Or do I want Chris to rapid
There it is.
hybridization my commander if I attack him?
Promise I will not rapid hybridization it. I can prove it. It's in my graveyard. Or reality shift.
No, did he get exiled before?
Yeah. Oh. Yep. Probably.
Fuck. And Tej, you can make a flyer, right? And then he has death touch and some bullshit.
I can just swing back real hard.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
And my creature's big.
Painfully erect, yes.
I mean, it doesn't matter to hold up blockers for Chris because he's just going to make everything unblockable. I don't know what you're doing. Trying to disincentivize me from attacking Tej?
No.
No. He was threatening you.
That was a threat?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Fucking no.
Look what I'm doing.
Yeah, I see that.
Look, all of the cards in my hand.
Oh, God.
Nice.
Trying to rattle Nelson. Leave me alone. Am I in your head yet? What about now? What about now?
Nelson, respond.
He's smiling in red. I did it, guys.
Okay, I am going to...
Oh, baby, I know that just means he's pooping himself.
I'm just shitting my pants.
Smiling in red. I'll get a wet wipe.
I am going to... fuck.
Pass your turn.
Make a boom boom in your nappy.
I reckon so.
I need a binky.
So, I have a question on Tej's Kalitas ruling. Does my creature die and then it gets exiled?
Nope.
It
It gets
replaces
exiled.
It replaces the death.
Correct.
Okay, so that's not even good. Just go
So
now.
that's not even...
Well, Harold and Bob has to die in order for it to come back as an enchantment.
Yeah, that card is a real menace.
So,
Okay, untap. Upkeep, nothing. Draw, nothing. No red counters of which to worry. Well, I'll see what Chris was threatening. Combat. Swinging at Chris with Layla. Trigger. Lightning bolt.
No, because now you got all your mana up, and you're going to be able to stop what I try.
You don't know.
I have a thought.
Prove.
Have a thought.
I will do this. Let's try this. Tap the Morphic Pool for a blue, and I will flash in a Spectral Sailor. It's a 1/1 flyer, and I will block it.
In
There it is.
response, I'm just going to lightning bolt
Oh, I didn't see that was one. God damn it. All right. Well, I guess I'm taking
All
an
right.
ass load.
Exile. I get a zombie.
It is 12, 13, 14.
Cool.
And then whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, destroy up to one target planeswalker and up to one target artifact.
I
pop your lightning
Arcane
greaves.
Signet. Oh, and the greaves, yep.
I have a Solari.
I have an altar of the bird.
You do have an Altar of the Brood, which has been pissing me off the whole game, so I will get rid of Chris's lightning greaves.
That'll show Tej.
Okay. And then
Oh, are you going to pay the one from casting a lightning bolt? And you pay the one from your spectral sailor that you flashed in? Sorry,
I can't
forgot
pay the
about
one.
that.
I will not pay
Alright.
the one.
Alright.
Okay. Actually, we'll leave it there. I'm going to cast Dusk and destroy all creatures with a power of 3 or greater.
Okay. I'm going to respond to that.
I figured.
Hold on. Cast trigger, will you pay the one?
Sure.
Okay.
Alright.
Proceed. Didn't want to forget that.
Activate Cabal Coffers for 1, 2, 3, 4 mana.
Well, I should take land dog. Shitty.
5 mana total. I'm going to make a big stupid play. Ad nauseum. I reveal the top card of my library and put that card into my hand. I lose life equal to its converted mana cost. I may repeat this process any number of times.
Okay, hold on. First of all, you cast that. Are you going to pay
Correct.
the one?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I'm going to draw. Alright. So this is you trying to win the game here.
Nope.
Or get to a position where you can
Maybe.
potentially win the game. Alright. So in response...
you say?
In response... I'm going to go to 15.
Okay.
I'm going to exile a Vexing Radgal.
Alright.
And I'm going to force
We
the
did
Will
it.
Your Ad Nauseam.
Alright. You got it.
Hopefully that was the right one to get rid of. I don't know.
The thing about ad nauseum is it all
Yeah, I
depends
know,
on what I
it's-
draw.
Right, exactly. Well, just like the
Don't
Necro
Don't
too.
know. Well,
We'll
that happened.
never know.
Okay.
I got too scared.
Destroy all creatures power 3 or greater.
Okay, so hold on. How many creatures are being destroyed?
Okay. Destroyed or dying? Because
Because
none
they
of them are
don't
going to die.
They don't die.
Because
Because of- because
yeah,
of
shit.
Cletus.
Okay, you're right. So no, they all die.
My
or
creatures,
when a creature card is put. Oh, sorry.
No.
Never mind.
My creatures are going to die.
Yes.
Your creatures will not die.
How many do you have?
I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
How many creatures will die?
4.
Of yours.
4.
Those tokens aren't dying.
They're 2/2s.
No,
Oh.
they're 2/2s.
Okay.
Yeah,
got
Dusk
it. Oh yeah,
kills
3 or more.
3 or greater.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. All right. So I'm gonna keep you and you.
So these get exiled?
Okay.
Exiled.
I'm sorry. You said 4.
I'm get 4 of my things are dying.
So each of you lose 4 life.
2 creatures of yours are getting exiled. How
Yep.
many of yours?
3 of mine.
Ooh, I need
5,
some
6, 7. How many of
freaking
yours?
life.
1.
I only had the one.
8. So I'm getting
Wait.
8 zombie tokens.
1, 2. Sorry, 4 of mine. So you get another one.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 zombie tokens.
And ours are exiled, right?
All of yours are exiled.
Okay,
My
and-
creatures will all die.
Each of you take 4.
Down to
Teaches
29.
4.
Teaches down to 11.
Yep.
Down to 6.
I knew I'd be leaving Tej in the best, like, just number of creatures, but also 11 life. So maybe you guys can get him. And Kalidas had to fucking go.
Then, whenever another zombie I control dies, if it didn't have Decayed, create another token. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3 more zombie tokens with Decayed.
Okay.
One, 2, 3.
God damn it.
That will be the end of my turn.
Alright.
Go Tej.
Find out if I wasted that force of will.
I am dead
Untap.
now.
Upkeep, nothing, draw. No rad counters.
Oh yeah. Can he just kill us on board now? You don't have any blockers.
You have a creature.
Well, right, I have one. I'm trying to do math. Those are all 2/2s, right?
Yep. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32 on board.
Okay, no, you can't win the game here.
Can't kill all of us. but
Not,
he can
at least with
kill-
what's on board.
He can kill you two.
Right.
The decayed ones die after they...
After
Attack.
they attack.
Okay.
Well, at the end of combat. 1,
Right.
2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
And then the other thing with Decayed is they can't block, right?
20.
Yeah.
Correct. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 30, 32. That's what, 16? Why am I counting? I don't know how that works. 16.
Okay.
16 creatures total. I drew for turn. I'm going to... I can't even do that. God damn it. God damn it.
I don't even have any creatures in my graveyard for Dawn to fucking get.
Yeah, between the Milling and the Ashiok and the Kalidas, my deck was just neutered tonight.
Yep.
Neutered.
I don't care if I Kingmaker Teach. I had to fucking clear out all the fancy shit.
Yep. Yep.
I'm going to...
Yeah, all of my good, like, just fucking keep flickering Bruse and going deeper and deeper into my deck or getting more Oxen. All those cards are fucking milled away and then exiled.
Move to combat. 2,
Twist of Fate, they all go with Schnell.
6, 8, 10,
He has enough to kill me and then leave you guys.
Yep.
12,
That's what I would do if I hated Schnell.
14, 16, 18,
It takes 15 for me.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10,
That's a 6.
12. That's a 6, not a 9? It's a 6.
That's 6.
Also, 12 is more than.
Shut up. Sorry. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. I am going to attack Chris with these 4 tutus. I'm going to attack Nelson with these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tutus.
If I had removed Lelia when you attacked me with them, did you have an answer for that? It's like protection from like God's willing type thing. Just curious if I made a horrible misplay.
Do that.
Because I had the creature and the removal at both.
So
cost
your attacking
one.
was 9 total, you said?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Correct.
Chocolate in my lung.
These
That don't
ones
belong
have-
there.
Just like the gypsy said, I died.
Yep.
These ones do not.
Okay. I guess I'll block 1 and then
All right.
die.
I'm dead.
Correct.
Me and my massive hand are dead.
Thanks, Chris.
All right.
I blame you for this one, buddy.
These
That's weird,
all
I
get
blame you.
sacrificed at the end of combat.
You should.
I have that untapped.
How many zombies do you have left then on board?
1, 2, 3,
That stupid dragon attack.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Did
Okay.
me in. A turn early, I don't think I can.
I will. If I were to that.
Basically, my only hope is to draw another
1, 2,
board
3,
white.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Stupid Kalitas.
I know.
And getting rid of that.
No one
heavy-
no one else was really dealing with anything though, so I had to
Milling
fucking,
the Toxic Deluge.
I was sitting on
sucked.
dusk for several turns, and I'm just like, there's no good fucking
Could
time.
I didn't get that.
5. I will cast
Could've
Lich
got
Lord of
that.
Unks. I have 2 floating.
Ooh, these are your things.
2 black.
He's the one that makes zombie wizards.
Yep.
I think I have 2 copies of that fucking token somewhere.
I only got the one.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Which, according to a recent video I saw, I have an old school squirrel token that's one of my most valuable tokens.
I will cast.
Before you guys
2.
go through and lament the removal that you did not see,
3, 4.
look at the removal you used on my stupid shit.
What did I use?
Yeah,
Juggernaut.
I'm just
used-
saying.
I used 1 removal spell. I'm showing you how many
yeah,
more
yeah,
are
yeah.
in
I'm
you.
just saying.
And it wasn't stupid. It was beating me down for 6 a turn.
You guys tend to use removal on
Pass
me
turn.
early.
What's his CMC?
Who's?
Kalitas.
4?
Okay. So abrupt decay would be better.
We're gonna recast Bruse. ETB trigger. It's a land. I get an oxen. Building board state. That's it. Go ahead.
Untap. Draw. First thing I'm going to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, activate Lich Lord of Unks. You're going to lose X life and put the top X cards of your library in your graveyard where X is the number of zombies I control.
How many?
Should be 13.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
You
7,
win then?
9, 10, 11, 12, 13. If I swing out at you, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28.
Yes, you got it.
Gross.
Silumgar Drifting Death took this game. Not in like planned ways. It just kind of I just kind of stumbled into the wind there at the end there. My MVP for this game, maybe not necessarily an MVP, but what I was going to attempt to do was Bone Miser. Bone Miser is a very important piece in this deck in order to generate as many zombie tokens as I can. Whenever I discard a land, or whenever I discard a creature card, I create a zombie token. And whenever I discard a land card, I add 2 black mana. So the idea with the Bone Miser, I have 3 different discard outlets in the deck. Grotesque Hybrid was one of them. Being able to discard at will is very strong in this deck with Bone Miser out, because I can draw cards if I need to draw cards, create zombies, get land that I can use for other things. And I don't necessarily know. Here's the fun part. Nelson countered my Ad Nauseam, which may or may not have been... I mean, it wasn't the wrong thing to do, but we don't necessarily know if Ad Nauseam was going to help me propel me into the win specifically, because it's all luck of the draw. I was at 15 life. When I want to add Naz, I want to have as much life as possible, and 15 is really not going to cut it. It's severely going to limit my options. But he countered it. Definitely, I agree with that move, but because potentially could have been super scary. So I didn't really get to pull off what I wanted to. Add Naz as many cards in my hand, discard them to Grotesque Hybrid with Bone Miser out to get zombies, mana, draw more cards. But the engine behind the Bone Miser is basically discard as many cards as I can, draw more cards. I've got a couple effects in the deck that put my graveyard back into my hand, and then I just keep pumping them out. I don't necessarily go infinite, but I can get arbitrarily large with the number of zombies I create, or the number of mana that I can create in just one go. And the idea, again, mainly what I want to do is create as many zombie tokens as I can, plop Silumgar down with an effect that turns them into dragons, attack everybody, basically board wipe their creatures so they can't be blocked, so my attacks can't be blocked, and then just kind of win through that way. But another win condition that I had, which kind of helped me at the very end there, is Lich Lord of Unks, which will make a person lose X life based on the number of zombies that I have. And the number of zombies I had at the end was enough to put Schnell over that edge where I could attack him and win. Excuse me. Counting isn't my strong suit, so maybe I just could have won out of combat, but just to be safe, I plopped down the Lich Lord and did it that way. Some weaknesses in this deck is I wasn't getting as many zombies early game as I would have preferred, and my card draw was limited. I liked having Wilhelt in theory, because I can sacrifice a zombie to draw a card, and the zombie I sacrifice turns into another zombie. But again, I wasn't seeing the zombie tokens that I really needed, and I didn't really start formulating a plan until Kalidas hit the battlefield, which is super strong. I'm real happy I found that when I first built this deck, however long ago it was. This is a deck that we did a Halloween game, and we all decided to build zombie decks, and this is what I came up with. And I kind of fell in love with it. And over the years, I've just kind of been tweaking it here or there, and I made a lot of changes this past week to this deck. I thought it functioned really well. The Ad Nauseam is a new card that my good friend Schnell gifted to me, so thank you, Schnell, for that. But that just kind of feeds into the whole Bone Miser strategy. So yeah, I think the deck performed well. There's a couple little spots there where it could be changed to just get a little more consistent. Anyway, Nelson with his new Mothman deck, super cool. I was happy when he pulled that out because he was going to mill things, and quite honestly, putting things into my graveyard would have helped me at some point. But it just didn't really play out this game. But the Mothman deck was something that I wanted to see out of all those precons. I wanted to see what we can do what someone can do with this precon to really put this over the top. And Nelson's really taken that challenge to heart, and I'm real excited to see what he can do with this deck. I like Schnell's Oxen deck. I can see what he was attempting to do tonight with it, but he just, because of all the mill and all the things he was putting into the graveyard, he didn't actually get to enact his game plan. But watching everything that fell into his graveyard, I can see the wheels spinning in his head and what he was attempting to do, and that seems like a super fun strategy. So I'm excited to see that deck again when he can actually play with his toys. And Chris's deck is an Umezawa deck, right? That's who it is, Umezawa? That deck is just super cool. That I like the Umezawa. I like the Umezawa card specifically because it does what I like sets to do. You have your big set mechanic. You have one card that grants that mechanic to everything. So even if you don't want to build around the mechanics specifically, this gives you like the ninjutsu. Everything gives everything basically ninjutsu. So you take things that don't have it, and you make real cool effects out of that. I really like when they do that. They did that recently with something that I can't think of off the top of my head. But I also want them to do that somewhere down the line with Mutate, where creatures in your hand have Mutate. The Mutate is whatever their casting cost is. Such a cool mechanic, because then you can really diversify and really expand on that mechanic. Seeing Chris build around that sort of effect really makes me happy. I thought this was a fun game all around. I did win. I didn't do exactly what I was hoping to do, but I was able to stick the landing, and I still had a lot of fun. Can't wait to play this deck again, as is in the future.
This was the sophomore outing for my Umezawa deck, and I still feel like I don't have a really good idea as to whether I did a decent job constructing this or not. There are flashes of it, but there's nothing really sustained with this deck. Like the first game, it was a lot of sitting around, spinning my wheels, and then I could do something really cool here and unexpected, but then it just kind of peters out. And I'm not sure if that's a function of deck building or bad matchups. Nelson's Mothman deck, to Tija's point, I was very excited when that was coming out to play tonight. I have having a Dimir deck full of large, expensive creatures naturally does have a bit of a reanimation sub-theme. And at the beginning of the game, this Ancient Brass Dragon was going to be my MVP. Even though I didn't have a lot of mana to cast a lot of spells, if I could hit once with this, it's kind of like a board state in a can. And unfortunately, I rolled a 4 on it. And before I could hit with it a second time to try and get something going, that Ashiok came out of Nelson's deck and exiled all the graveyards. And this creature kind of became moot at that point. I used it to destroy the Ashiok so I could maybe try again later. But at that point, the boards were just getting a little too hard to get through. Allura being able to make some things unblockable was a little bit of a lifeline. But for a long time there, I just wasn't drawing any other large beat sticks. My hand was full of little 2-drops that would enable the ninjutsu, but none of the payoffs. So it was a really kind of a bad matchup tonight. So yes, Mothman, I love that deck. Typically, I'm not a huge fan of of milling. It's milling for as long as I've played Magic has always been a bit of a feel bad for me, but it's something I'm slowly growing into. In fact, in one of our recent episodes, I won by milling the table. I'm slowly coming around to that as a win con. Teach's Silumgar deck, I think this was... I don't know if this is the first time I saw it win. It feels like this was a better game out of that deck than we've seen recently. It was genuinely scary at times. Bruse Tarl, I did not have any idea what to expect from that deck. That deck was much more intimidating than it had any right to be, I think. I was expecting piddly little oxes, and it thing was swinging for the fences. Even that the 3/1 changeling with double strike, like that's all of a sudden that's a threat. Everything was a threat out of that deck, and if that thing ever got traction, I think that would be that thing might be a monster. I'm looking forward to seeing that deck for a second game.
So I brought back the Wise Mothman this evening, and I really like Fallout. It's probably my favorite video game franchise ever. I did not. I have to I guess preface this right away by saying I have not played Fallout 76. So I know of the lore of the Wise Mothman, but I have not seen him in game. The card though, when it was spoiled and these deck lists were published and we got to see what was in them all, really drew my attention for a few reasons. Number one, it's Sultai, so it's my favorite color combination. It also has to do with milling cards. I thought the new radiation mechanic was a cool way to do radiation, and you know, I thought milling is the right way to do it. I like how you lose life if you mill non-land cards, and it gets rid of the rad counters, because it would be stupid if you had to play some card called Rad Away just to get rid of your radiation counters. So anyway, I thought the whole thing was built really nice, and it fit in really well with the mechanic. I thought the deck was built very soundly, probably the best deck out of the four, in my opinion. As far as out of the box, there's a lot of cards from the Fallout Universes Beyond set that synergize so well together in this deck. I did obviously remove a handful of them. You can go through the full deck list. It'll be in the show notes. So you can see what the deck list is. You'll be able to see what made the cut, what didn't, and what I put in its place. There's some interesting stuff in here because I've got multiple ways to proliferate. I decided to put in a card I've never played with before, and that's Darksteel Reactor. It's like a alternate win con in here. So basically, you know, it's a way to once you get a counter on it, and you know, I can find ways to proliferate. Then if you get 20 counters, charge counters, I believe they are, on that artifact, which is also indestructible, which is cool, you win the game. So it's kind of like Simic Ascendancy in a sense. And then what the fuck is it, like Helix Pinnacle or something like that? Another one where like you gotta get 100 of them or something like that on Helix Pinnacle and you win the game. Right. So it's kind of one of those goofy ass alt win cons, but those are enchantments that can be removed. This is an artifact that can only be exiled because it is indestructible. So kind of an interesting little, you know, thing in there. But I really leaned hard into the mill sub theme. There's a Mesmeric Orb in here, so whenever you're untapping your milling cards, there's a Bruvek, the Grandiloquent in this list. So whenever you're milling X, you mill twice X. I'm trying to think what else. Palantir of Orthanc is another card in here that allows me to get cards into my graveyard, and if people choose not to let me draw cards after I've scryed, then they're going to be losing life. I have Mindcrank in here as a way to turn damage into mill. Mindcrank is just kind of a pet card of mine anyway. I've put it in multiple decks before. You know, it was the whole reason I built the original Mogus God of Slaughter deck that I had built way back when, that I put no creatures into. I really like the deck. I think it's a fair way to go about milling. There's a lot of ways for it to be interacted with. Honestly, when I had the altar in this game with the Altar of the Brood in one hand, or in my opening hand, I figured it wouldn't be long for the table, but it stuck around way longer than I thought. And obviously that in this game was my MVP, because then every time I was playing or putting a permanent on the battlefield, all my opponents were milling one, and then they have different ways to get payoffs off of that, right? Glowing one is going to let me gain life. The Mothman is going to let me get counters, you know, kind of so on and so forth. So
there's a lot of different synergies that play off of each other in this deck, and I just think the design of the card and the deck out of the box really lent itself to a relatively straightforward upgrade. I did put more powerful spells in there. Obviously, I did put a Force of Negation. Well, there is a Force of Negation in there, but a Force of Will in the deck because it's pretty easy with all of the cards that have blue in their color identity to be able to just pitch a card, pay a life, and counter a spell. So I don't have to leave mana up for that. Then there's like the free commander spells. Deadly Rollick will let me exile something for free. Force of Vigor will let me get rid of 2 artifacts or enchantments, I should say, at the cost of pitching a green card rather than paying 4 mana. So there's just a lot. There is some high-powered stuff in here as far as looking for mana efficiency and what I'm trying to do. But I guess to steal a term from Teej's deck, I could talk ad nauseum about this deck. I really enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to playing it a lot more. As it stands right now, there's a handful of proxies in here because I wanted to play it before I actually spent like the $120 or whatever it's going to take to buy those singles, because those singles are very specific to this strategy and this deck. So, Rule 0 asked my buddies, hey, I have this idea for this deck list. Can I, would you mind if I play it a few times with proxies in it before I spend the money on the cards? So Rule 0 is a real thing. Ask your buddies whenever you're doing something like that. Chanel's Bruse deck I thought was really neat, and also really aggro. I felt bad because a lot of the cool payoffs that he had, let me put it this way: the cool payoffs in that deck that we were able to see. Obviously, there was plenty of the deck we hadn't seen. A lot of it got milled away. But it was scary enough without him actually being able to cast those cards. I think it was Chris or Tej who made the point about the fucking whatever of the pride or whatever that changeling. That was a 3/1 vanilla changeling that just started pummeling you. It's double strike, so if you don't have a big enough, butt on whatever you're blocking it with, your blocker's going to die, and then you're going to take damage. And now you're down a creature, you've taken the damage. It's like early game, I'm just going to take the 6 damage and try to hang on to my, Remnant of Excavator or whatever, is out there at the time. So that deck was interesting. We've all seen Silumgar before, and it's scary. It's why I tried to tell Chris not to ninjutsu his shit at me and try to take out Tej, because Tej is going to win. Obviously, I'm politicking because I don't want to take big, stupid, dumb dragon damage that I can't block. But also, we know what Silumgar can do, and that if left, to its own devices long enough, it can go off. Which is why I was really glad after I milled so much that I found the Ashiok, because then I could exile graveyards too, and get rid of resources for Tej. And then the Umezawa deck, it's ninjutsu, so it's very difficult to play against, because you can Chris kind of has the deck stacked in his favor as far as combat, because he has so many things that are unblockable or ways to give things unblockable, so you don't even have the option to block it. And then if his commander's on board, everything has ninjutsu, and he's just throwing out an ancient brass dragon, an ancient silver dragon. I don't know if there's Eldrazi in that deck. Just stupid ass shit that you can put the very high CMC, very powerful cards onto the board for 4 mana or whatever it is. Oh, and by the way, they're unblockable, so you're about to get smacked in your bitch mouth for 11 or whatever it is. It was a really fun game. I thought it was competitive all the way around. I enjoyed it a lot, and I look forward to playing Mothman again soon, and hopefully not seeing Silumgar for a while, because that deck just gives me the Sunday scaries every time we play on Sunday. So anyway, it was a great time. Looking forward to playing again.
So I built Bruse Tarl mostly because my son is named Bruse. It's spelled differently, but I thought it'd be funny to build a deck based around him. And then I immediately looked and went, he's not good. He's not really. He's got a neat effect. The other Bruse, which was it's a partner-based one, which I do have in my commander cube that we never play anymore. But I decided I'd go with the new one, and I'd make it Ox, because if my son is going to have a deck, he is going to have a dumb tribal deck. And I tried to do, based on the Bouncing Baby Boy, idiom, a flicker effect deck where I just keep flickering Bruse in and out, and I start digging deeper and deeper, seeing more of my deck, or I get a much wider board state with a bunch of 2/2 double strikers and some tribal buffs and stuff like that. I stumbled across this thing pulling cards at random, and holy crap, we saw this thing did work. This was an accidental combo, and I'm now going to start looking for other, if there's any other effects that whenever you exile something, that it triggers, because this was huge. I feel bad for Kingmakering Tej when I did, but his board state was too big to be ignored at that point. Nelson was getting way thicker than I could deal with, and Chris could just swing with whatever he wanted and then ninjutsu into anything, because any card in his hand could be an Emrakul or other big fatty Eldrazi or something stupid that can just sneak in for 4 mana after you've already not been able to block it. So I disagree with Tej's sentiment about commanders that just give powerful card text to cards that don't have them, because it's a weird, untested design standpoint as far as the game goes. Cards are designed with the words on them in mind. They will plan for other mechanics in the same set, but beyond that, it gets real hard to playtest. That's why things get banned in larger and larger formats. And even what they ban in standard, they don't account for, oh, we didn't think that you'd play this set with one other set we printed 2 sets ago. So yeah, would it be cool to see more mutate? I've got a mutate. Would a card that just gives mutate to anything be great? It would probably get fucking wrecked. Much like Umezawa, just sneaking out Eldrazi is a big deck list that I've seen online. Giving powerful keywords just to things not in play, I think is problematic. Giving keywords to things on the battlefield is far more reasonable. And I have to make that exception because otherwise I'm a hypocrite, because my commander gives double strike. But that's more of a vanilla mechanic versus mutate or ninjutsu or one of those. So, but I did really like the ninjutsu deck. Nelson's Mothman was really, really neat, and I like mill. I hate being milled. I also had a really bad day, so I was very salty when I was getting, like, the only removal we really saw was either mine or coming at me. Thankfully, Tej had something counter to his near the end, but it was too little too late at that point. But overall, I didn't hate the game. I think it was a good viewing opportunity for Bruse. I want to see how he does next time. I want to see what my opponents build or tweak or bring or play better or play differently. So if you would also like to see those things, please like, subscribe, check out other stuff, and thank you so much for watching.